have that knowledge of the sport is so hard, and I feel like the amount of people that have that knowledge is so like minimal.
Yeah, you have to actually attempt to know it.
Yeah.
To know it.
Yeah, no one will just know it.
Yeah, so like if you want to follow gymnastics, yes, there are like a couple televised competitions per year.
Yeah, but
there's really not that many.
Like maybe 2 or 3.
There's Worlds and there's
Olympics.
Euros and then there's Olympics.
Yeah,
and I can't think of any others that are actually televised at all.
That's
like
it.
You can watch live streams, but again, you have to go out of your way to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But like other sports like basketball, football, even like golf, like you can literally just turn on a channel and it's just all there.
Yeah.
So.
But I think it's because those have had, I want to say, more history. They haven't had more history, but they've had more history in the limelight.
Yeah.
So they've grown a lot faster. We're sort of like on the back foot, I guess.
I feel like gymnastics now though is growing so much more than ever. I think like when I was younger, gymnastics wasn't a very popular sport. Like when I'd say to people, "Oh yeah, I do gymnastics," they'd know nothing. Like maybe like a couple of teachers in primary school would be like, "Oh yeah, I used to watch it in like the 1900s or something." But like I've never really come across. Well, when I was younger anyway, I'd never really come across anyone that had any idea what gymnastics was. Well, if that makes sense. But like now, if I was to say to someone, "Yeah, I do gymnastics," they'd all be like, "Oh yeah, I enjoy watching it all the time when I'm on TV and stuff like that." And they all just like they're all familiar with the sport.
Yeah, I think it's a sport that a lot of people now watch on like the Olympics when the Olympics is on, because I mean there's so many different things to it.
It's an exciting sport.
It's an exciting sport to watch because you've got each of the different apparatus. They've all got their different things, but then you've got men's, women's, you got rhythmic,
Trampoline,
got trampolining, tumbling. I don't even.
It's not an Olympic sport, but
neither of those are Olympics.
Trampolining
is.
Yeah.
Tumbling isn't, but then you also got rhythmic. And while personally, I don't think rhythmic is as exciting as artistic. I think there's still merit to it. And when you say gymnastics, that's everything. Like that is trampoline, that is men's artistic, that is women's artistic, that is rhythmic. So that's the whole thing. So when you say gymnastics, yes, they might think you chuck a ribbon around. But
it's still gymnastics.
They still know something.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and British Gymnastics, who covers all of those in Britain, including tumbling as well.
Yeah, and team gym as well. Yeah.
And team gym, they are getting progressively more and more like funding to play with from UK sport because being a professional athlete is more feasible nowadays, but also like gymnastics is getting more in the mainstream a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it's not much, but it's still something.
Still something. I mean, it's growing every day, I think. Like, I think in 10 years' time, well, maybe not 10 years' time, maybe probably a bit further down the line than that, but like, eventually it will be like, I feel like it will be like a huge sport. Like, it will be one of those sports that you'll turn on the TV and it will just be on. Like, you'll just be able to see like different gymnasts doing stuff. Because, I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff, a lot different with gymnastics compared to sports like football, for example. Like, the season in gymnastics is very different. So, like, you'll have the main competition season and then, like, nothing really else happens the rest of the year. So they'll just be like, if it was all televised, it would just be a huge period of just nothing on gymnastics. So, I mean, there'll be, like, maybe in a few different countries, there'll be, like, just random competitions, like French league competitions and stuff like that. But, like, in the UK specifically, there's not really much that goes on apart from like the British champs and stuff like that in the first half of the year. Yeah, I know that in America, college gymnastics is quite big. Like, and America is sometimes just the thing that everyone else follows. Kind of. So I think it's a good sign of things to come because these college gymnasts, yes, they do a ton of just competitions every week, like. Bashing them out like crazy. But like it's bringing it more into the mainstream. Which I think is also a good thing. Very good thing. I mean, we had sort of a glimpse of that, not necessarily college gymnastics, but more of an entertaining side of gymnastics in, when was it now? 2018, was it? With the Superstars Gymnastics. I don't know if you remember that. It was on at the same time as the World Cup in Birmingham. Right. And Dom was there. Who else was there? It was just like loads of gymnasts, like loads of like really good gymnasts from around the world. They just sort of came and did their performances and stuff. And that sort of, I don't know, created a bit more of a entertaining side of gymnastics. And I feel like that definitely helped with the popularity of the sport and stuff like that. And I feel like since then, I'd sort of noticed that gymnastics had been a bit more in the limelight.